So I'm making a lovely coriander and lime chicken enchiladas. To start with, I need a nice tomato sauce. So I get a bit of heat on here, and the base for the tomato sauce is onion followed by garlic. So a little bit of oil goes in, followed by the onion. I like to get a bit of heat into them first, get the steam coming out of them, and then lower the heat and slow cook the onions. That way then they just melt down and they produce a lovely sweetness, and that's your base flavour in a gorgeous tomato sauce. They're sizzling nicely now, so it's time to reduce the heat, and we'll just leave them for a few minutes. So now the onions have softened beautifully. Next thing that goes in, a little bit of garlic. And because we're in Mexico, we have to use chili. So it's just a small chili, but it's a little bit fiery, so I just went with the one. A little bit of tomato paste goes in. Now it heats back up again, and in goes our canned tomatoes. Tomatoes can be a little bit sharp, so it's up to yourself and your own personal taste, but quite often people put in a little bit of sugar just to balance the flavour a bit. And then in addition to that, you need some salt and some pepper. Bring that up to the boil, and then you just turn the heat down and leave it to simmer for maybe a good 13-15 minutes, in around that. Check the seasoning and add a little bit more salt and pepper later if you need it. So when the tomato sauce is ready, this is what you have: a lovely, rich, silky sauce. Then it's more classic over here in Mexico to use the corn tortilla. These are the little mini ones. I need 12 of these for this recipe. And what you're doing is you're just layering up flavour. So you have your tortilla and you go with a little spoon of the tomato sauce. I have some chicken here. Chicken's already pre-cooked, as it should be. Some raw onion. Some chilli. Some coriander. Some sour cream. I've added a little bit of lime zest, just that extra flavour. And finally, some grated cheddar cheese. This is it. It's almost good enough to eat as it stands. But we're going to bake them. So you roll them up as tightly as you can, fold them over, and put them face side down into your bowl. And we keep going until we've got the whole bowl full of them. So this goes into the oven, but we're not finished there. We have some leftover tomato sauce, and then we have our sour cream and our leftover cheese that I held back. And finally, coriander. And this goes into the oven for about 15 minutes, and all the flavours will blend together beautifully. We need to make a little avocado salsa. I have some avocado, and I have a bit of lime juice and some salt and pepper. We get a bit of salt and pepper in. So it's just a salsa. You can add tomatoes into it if you wanted to. Some chopped diced tomatoes actually would be very nice in here. And squeeze your lime juice in. And a bit of coriander will be gorgeous in here as well. Give that a nice mix up. That looks so good and so fresh, and that's going to be really, really tasty with the enchiladas.